Internet sleuths have uncovered some interesting info about Jenny from the Block after the Grammys this year, so stick around for all those details. Alright, the Grammys, let's address it. What did J-Lo do that had people turning against her again? The first was her dress when she presented the award for Best Latin Pop Album to Shakira. I mean, like, people just didn't like it. The top was a black long sleeve, which is not that offensive. The problem was the skirt. It was a sparkly sheer fabric, and the top was really, like, bunched up on the skirt. It was just a lot of fabric at the top of it. The overwhelming sentiment was that it just wasn't visually appealing, but an unpopular fashion choice isn't the only thing that people are attacking the star for. Allegedly, at the pre-Grammy gala, J-Lo was chewing gum. And that is where the sentence ends, while she was chewing gum with her mouth open and talking to people. A video was captured of J-Lo speaking to someone at the event while chewing gum, and for this, she was called classless, tacky, and mannerless. When I first read this story, I thought, oh, was she in the middle of a red carpet interview? No, she was just walking around the party and interacting with people. It's also hilarious that people are reacting to her chewing gum like it's a criminal offense, because J-Lo was actually almost charged with a criminal offense over the holidays in 1999. This was a major story when it dropped a couple decades ago, but it's kind of faded into the background since. But it's gained traction again because of the person that J-Lo was taken into custody alongside. None other than her boyfriend at the time, Sean Diddy Combs. Diddy is currently accused of numerous horrible things, and he has been held for the past few months awaiting a trial that will take place this year. But that's not the crime that J-Lo was connected to, of course. That crime was a result of a night of clubbing in December of 1999. At a club, Diddy and another patron got into a physical altercation that resulted in weapons firing. Diddy and J-Lo fled the scene, engaged in a car chase with local police. J-Lo was detained for quite a long time, almost over 12 hours, but eventually released. Diddy did go to court and was cleared of all charges in the end. Now, it wasn't until recently that J-Lo's participation in the altercation went under a microscope. She has since been accused of being the one that brought the weapon into the club when it was originally believed that she had never touched it. This new info came from a lawsuit filed against Diddy last year, but it included a description of the alleged moments before the raid on Diddy's home. Jones Jr. claimed that day, Diddy had been showing off his weapons, took responsibility for the club altercation in 1999, and that J-Lo was the person that carried the weapon into the club and handed it to Diddy when the fight started. This statement does contradict accounts taken at the time of the event, so it's unclear who is actually telling the truth right now or how innocent J-Lo was in the end. The internet certainly decided that she wasn't innocent at last year's Met Gala. TikTok sounded the alarm after a video of J-Lo on the Met Gala steps went viral last year. A short interaction turned into a huge online hate campaign, and here's what happened. Annika Reed was invited to the gala that year as an interviewer. She would end up posting clips from her interviews to her TikTok page. And for the most part, the interactions were very positive with all the other celebrities, except for the star of today's video, J-Lo. Watching this video back, I don't think J-Lo was being that rude, but I am the minority in the conversation. The internet and comment section tore the singer to bits. Here's what happened, form your own judgment. There were some clips of J-Lo smiling and posing on the carpet, and then as she's walking up the final set of stairs to the top, that's when Reed asked her question to J-Lo. She had to kind of shout it a bit because J-Lo wasn't stopping for interviews at that time. She asked standard red carpet question, "Who are you wearing tonight?" J-Lo, still ascending the stairs, glanced over, said a quick, smileless Schiaparelli before continuing on. Reed's caption on the video didn't overly convey that she felt slighted by J-Lo, but the comment section told a very different story. People were calling the performer rude. One person said that Reed got the J-Lo experience, and overall, they weren't happy. I think J-Lo's less than enthusiastic response in comparison to other celebrities that evening worked against her, although she was actively making sure her and her dress made it up the Met Gala stairs without completely toppling over. The biggest red flag Jennifer Lopez is hiding or trying to hide from the public would have to be her ex-husband, not Ben Affleck. I'm talking about the original Oani Noah. Once you stack up all the evidence against this man, red can be his color. Of course, all this is subjective, and divorce does affect everyone differently, and it's not an easy thing to get divorced. But Noah's behavior over the past few decades hasn't always been kind. It all started back in the 90s when J-Lo married Noah. They were married about 11 months before getting divorced. Now, there was quite a bit of lead up to the divorce, it appears. J-Lo's career was taking off. She had been a dancer on a TV show and then had great success success with the biopic Selena, in which she played Selena. Noah at the time was also an entertainer, he still is, but mainly he worked in the restaurant industry. He actually met J-Lo when he was a waiter, and then over the course of their marriage, he opened up his own restaurant. There were always signs that things weren't perfect between the pair. Noah claims that he wasn't always a big fan of the spotlight, he refused to attend red carpets with J-Lo. He also once claimed that J-Lo was cheating on him with Diddy. J-Lo dated Diddy after her divorce. The pair worked together on a music video for a Diddy track and felt a connection, but have said that they didn't pursue it at the time because J-Lo was married. Still, Noah claims that the pair did get involved. He says it happened when J-Lo was putting together her first album and they were separated a lot. Noah had to stay in one city for his restaurant and J-Lo was flying back and forth between 2 other cities. Noah says that he would try and see her whenever he could, but the separation did more harm than anything else. J-Lo told a different story as to how the relationship broke down in a few interviews after the divorce. One time, she made a comment about how her financial status was just better than Noah's and likely always would be, and that was hard for the man to accept. She said that he was the type to prefer that he were the breadwinner and that she were home washing dishes, yet she was the breadwinner for the couple and was the one paying for many of the things the couple enjoyed, like their home, for example. Noah did not take the split very well at all. It's almost 3 decades later and he is still talking about J-Lo and their marriage and how it hurt a lot. I don't doubt that the divorce was hard, but when I say he hasn't let it go, I mean it. When J-Lo got back with Affleck, Noah was there to say he didn't see the relationship lasting. When they got divorced, he made a statement. He's made the claim that he was the pioneer when it comes to J-Lo's marriages. There might be a reason why the pioneer is still seemingly held up over the 11-month marriage. He was really into it, sure, but there was also an incident that happened after the divorce that made things go from bad to worse. Jennifer Lopez was opening her own restaurant, and she needed someone in charge. She knew Noah, he had a lot of experience in the industry, she still cared for him, so she asked if he wanted to do it. She promised to take care of him and that she wouldn't fire him without a good reason. Things were fine until a few months after opening when Noah was fired, and when he tried to ask why, allegedly, no answer. Since J-Lo essentially broke her promise, he took her to court and it actually ended in his favor. But that was the last time that he would have the courts in favor of him when it came to him and J-Lo. When he and J-Lo broke up, there was an agreement that he wouldn't share any damaging personal details about the singer and their relationship. After the restaurant thing though, it seems Noah's gloves were off and he was ready to swing with a book about his relationship with J-Lo. J-Lo's team blocked it, of course, because it went against the agreement. Court documents say it was also apparently going to insinuate J-Lo cheated. Noah did owe J-Lo money after that incident. Despite all that, he tried again attempting to release a parody movie that was allegedly going to include a look at the couple's home life, but J-Lo didn't want the book. Of course she wouldn't want a movie. It looks like Noah and his team thought that they could get away with a movie easier if it was a parody because technically it's not like J-Lo being shown on the screen, but it's a clear parody of J-Lo. It was shut down anyway. At the time, one of the movie's producers was working on their own J-Lo project that, in their words, turned radioactive after the lawsuit about Noah's movie was done. I mean, no studio wanted to finance something that might never make it off the ground or will be sued into oblivion. She sued J-Lo over it, but it was eventually dropped. So, after a few cheating accusations, lawsuits, and comments on all her relationships over the years, it's not hard to see why Jenny from the Block wants to leave this man in her past. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments. If you want more, check out the rest of our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye!